Page 31, Scarborough Fair. Very, very old melody. Let's look it over. It's a page long, treble bass clef, no sharps or flats in the key signature, so it's either C major or A minor. But look at the end, I'm here, the last chord. It's an A minor chord. I mean, those are the notes in the chord. They're just rearranged different because I put C here, I've got it. So it's an A minor, but do the scales for both. C major and A minor. 3/4 time signature, one hand at a time here. Right hand. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2. Hopefully you understand dotted rhythm by now. I don't want to have to keep explaining them. 1 and 2 and 3. During the rest, come up, you can reach up and then claps. I like to crawl around, but you can move that way if you'd rather. 1, 1, 2. Okay. Measure 12. Crossover. No. And why is it no? Well, because I need the thumb again on the next measure. There's no need to do that. Measure 11, not 2, come to 3. It's similar to a scale. So I'm on second finger. This way the thumb's ready to go. So use third finger, not second finger. I'm surprised they asked or recommended you do that. I don't know. Now the last measure, last line, 17, you can cross over there. And then I would do a 2/4 and a 1/5. This way I connect the notes. Some doesn't have to do both. I don't recommend it. 2/4 and then 1/5. Left hand's got chords. A broken chord, and I do a 5/2 here because you're coming down 1. Here, I want to connect. You don't need thumb. That's terrible. No, it's a thumb. 2. I wouldn't finger it this way either. But they're doing 5 again. I'll just leave it there for now. I don't like that either. But now look out on measure 10, the notes are here. But in measure 11, the notes are here. See, this throws me. I miss that kind of thing a lot, and I'll play it wrong. I'll play this for measures 10 and 11 both, because I just glance at it and say, oh, okay, that's what it is. No, they're different notes. Well, in that case, I want to play measure 10 with 5/2, so I can play measure 11 with 4/1, so I can connect them. So be careful on that. It's a gotcha. They'll get you. Let's go down to measure 13. You're down here. Now here, for measure 16, I'm going to do a 4/1 and then a 5/1. So I'm not moving around. I'm here, here, and then here. And then you can do a 5/2 or 5/1, whichever. And then a 5 again. I wouldn't. For measure 17, if I'm fingering that 5, then measure 18, I'm going to use 4. I mean, you can use 5. It's not wrong. I just don't want to use the same finger over and over like this. I think it's a bad habit. And then come up and you're in position after that. I like to crawl around a little more. They're still keeping you in this 5-finger position. I'm trying to spread you out of that a little bit. So the hands together, 5/2. Now that left hand is tied there between measures 5 and 6. That's tied. That's what the curved line is. Yeah. You think, what's a curve? It's a slur line. It would be, except the note's the same note. And when it's the same note like that, it's tied. So I put the hands together, and then I'll go back over the hard parts and I'll work out the hesitations. And after the hesitations are gone, then I add the articulation. And this is very connected. You lift up for the phrasing in the right hand. You have to lift up for the rest. Lift up, lift up, lift up, and connect that. The left hand, I'm just playing it. Like in the last line. You're here. You can lift up, because now you get a kind of counter melody. So, lifting up here, lifting up here, but not that. Yeah. I'm just lifting up for the phrases, and the hands are independent. Where I lift up in one hand, or I may or may not lift up in the other. Then the dynamics applies to the melodies. The right hand, moderately soft, very soft. Crescendo, moderately loud. Here, left hand stays soft. Let's tied. Now you put in the dynamics. Then the speed on Dante, kind of a casual walk. Somewhere in there, in my opinion. It depends on how much coffee I've had to drink. You feel it. Now they've added pedal. You don't need pedal. You can play it very nicely without. You do everything you need to do without. But they've added it, so let's explore. Why? What's it doing? Why are we adding pedal on this? Apparently, as near as I can tell, it's because it's slow enough and you have time to hear all the notes and things. They want to give everything overtones. It's the only thing I can think of. So it's overlapping pedal. The notes first, then the pedal. Change the pedal after I play the notes. If that sounds okay to you, use it. I don't care for it. I really don't. It's like in the third measure. I don't like that. Or the fifth measure. I don't like that. I don't want to smear up the melody. I like a clean melody. So I'm going to adjust the pedal accordingly. In the first two measures, it's fine because you're not moving around much. Third measure, I'm not going to pedal it until the third beat. And then change it. That's to make sure I can connect it. And in the fifth measure, I'm not pedaling that at all. Not until the sixth measure. And then lift it up in the seventh. Here. And in the ninth measure, lift it up so we hear the phrase. Here. Now if you want to connect the A's, then you have to pedal the pickup beat, but lift the pedal up with the hands, lift up. And then you can pedal if you want, and you don't need to change it because you're not done. So let's go back and do the measure 6 again. You're here. Lift up. Now pedal and leave it down. Now change and then lift up. And if you want to hear the phrasing on the third line, you have to lift the pedal up with the hands. And measure 17, I wouldn't pedal that until the last beat. The only reason I'm pedaling the last beat is so I can connect the left hand. Here. No. And the measure 17, I don't pedal that at all. Not until measure 18. And at the end, it's okay to smear this up because it's an afterthought. You can smear that up just a little bit. Yeah, because you're slowing down now. That's how I would pedal. I'm listening very carefully to the melody and the harmony and all, and I want a clean melody. I don't want I want clean. So that's how I would recommend doing it. It complicates the pedaling a little bit, but if you pedal it like it's shown, and a lot of method books do this, they'll give you this pedaling because it's simple. You got enough to think about. My problem with that is that it produces junk as far as the sound goes, and you get used to hearing the junk and you start thinking it's okay. I don't want you to get used to hearing that. It's not okay. So we're going to complicate the pedaling a little bit so we can have a good sound, a better sound. It's not perfect, but it's better. Let's play this together very slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do lows and sows. We're not performing it. I will pedal it as I suggested. I'll give us 3 counts. 1, ready, go. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2, 3. 2. 2, 2, 3, tie, 2, 3, off.